Hello everyone and welcome to this Campus Executive. I'm here with Lyon Business School and we'll be talking about the International MBA, IMBA. In order to do so, I have the pleasure to welcome the Academic Director, Rhoda Davidson, and one of our former students, Yeya Baroud, a Senior Strategy Consultant, and one of the actual students, Lisa Constantin, participant of the IMBA, the part-time program. We'll have time to talk about that. But first, let's start with the corporate speech. So the corporate speech, Rhoda, tell us mainly what we need to know about the program.
Great. Thank you. If you're looking for an MBA that delivers real career impact, global opportunities, and a hands-on experience, then the EM Lyon International MBA is probably for you. We are a European school based in France. We're number 14 in the rankings in Europe. We're number 4 in France. We are second globally for international mobility, so that means opening doors across careers, across different industries, across countries. And also, we are really great value for money.
Which is important.
Which is really important. And you can choose 2 different formats that fits your life. There's a 1-year full-time format based in the very beautiful and very livable city of Lyon in France, and it's an immersive experience on our brand new campus, which is really gorgeous. Or the other alternative is a 2-year part-time experience with distance online learning, but also with weeks spent in Lyon. And in either case, you're going to be working on real-life company project experiences. You're going to be traveling for learning experiences, and you'll be able to customize your international MBA with all of the different specialities that we have.
All right.
And you'll be part of an international cohort, and that's perhaps the best thing about it, because you'll be with some like-minded professional people who will be able to challenge your thinking, push you to learn, and also they'll form part of your international connections for life.
Maybe so that I understand better, what's the difference between an MBA and an international MBA? Is there a difference or not?
No, there's not really a difference. But that said, I think we call ours an international MBA because we really put the emphasis on having many different nationalities, people from all kinds of backgrounds. So typically we would have, even in a cohort of 40 or 50 people, we probably have between 20 and 25 different nationalities.
All right, right now I have a cohort of 2 people. Maybe you could tell me like your nationality, where you come from, and why you pick the IMBA. I will start with you, Lisa.
Sure. I'm from Romania. I moved in Paris in 2021 to work in the banking field. I have chosen the IMBA at EM Lyon for 3 main reasons. One of the first one is the flexibility it offers. It allows me to work meanwhile I'm studying, and during those 2 years of studies, I can absorb all the information and apply it into real-world situations. Also, I know that EM Lyon has a very good reputation and a long history of excellence in business education. And the third one is the exchanges I had with school representative during the pre-selections interviews. Their enthusiasm, their transparency, and their interest for the programs give me confidence that I had made the right choice.
What about you, Yeya?
So basically, I come from Lebanon. I was working in different countries before coming to France. When I come to France, I did the full-time and not the part-time, so we were not working and studying at the same time. It was mainly the studying. So basically, my interest was the format of the MBA, because it was a 1 year, and for me, it was better than staying 18 months or 2 years. I prefer coming back from professional background. We have been working for years, so I thought stopping for more than 1 year would be out of my interest. And of course, Lyon, the reputation, as Lisa was saying.
All right, so I guess that's why you created two different tracks. So that's like it kind of answers everybody's needs. Who should apply according to you?
I think the people who should apply are people who they want to change. They want to change in their career. They're looking for something different. They're looking to step out of their comfort zone. They're looking to be stretched. They're looking to be challenged. I think anybody who has aspirations to perhaps move into a leadership role, I think they'll also be great people for the program.
Was that one of the reasons why you wanted to do this IMBA as well?
Exactly. Also, Rhoda mentioned leadership. We had a lot of subjects and leadership as well. It really interested me. Also, the strategy course appealed very much to me, and also the economic and financial topics that we'll study.
And did you pick France because of Lyon? Or Lyon before France? France before Lyon? How did that work?
I came to France before studying to Lyon.
Yeah.
I knew that I had to make a learning advancement in my life, so I chose Lyon to learn more about these business topics in France.
Same question for you, yeah. As an international student, why Franche-Comté? Sorry for interrupting you.
For me, it was Lyon before France, because at the beginning, when you start, you have the idea in your mind that I want to pursue an MBA. Then you start looking for the opportunities. You start looking for like which university and so on. So of course, Lyon, then France. That's for one. And why an MBA? Basically, it's transition. What Rhoda was saying, the transition towards more like strategy or more towards business. I come from operation background. I'm an engineer. Okay. So when you keep on doing like the same projects or the same thing, this is where you feel that you need to learn something extra of what you are doing. And I think MBA is the answer, because you are not doing a specialty in finance or marketing or whatsoever. You are really having an idea about like all these different topics related to worldwide business.
Part-time or full-time, any differences in the admission process?
Not really, no. The admission process is the same, so we ask for people to have 3 years of business experience, but in fact, the vast majority of our students have 7 or 8 years of business experience, so they tend to have been in roles which for 7 or 8 years, and then they're ready to come and do an MBA at that point.
Does that mean that the average age is what, above 28?
Yeah, the average age is closer to 30, I would say, in our programs.
So digital test, sometimes an interview, sometimes not. How do you find that?
Well, everybody has to take a set of video interview questions, and the questions are fairly straightforward. It's about, why do you want to apply? Why for this MBA? What do you want to do after you finish your MBA, so that we understand, what your career objectives are. That's very important. And then we have a couple of questions to try and test, your international experience and your experience of working alongside other people.
How do you get ready for those? I mean, maybe you don't need to get ready for those. I mean, after several years of work experience, maybe you just, it's easy for you to go through an interview and digital test, but it's a bit different because you're talking to a computer. So how do you prepare for those, Lisa?
For every exam, I need to prepare to.
All right. Really?
Even I have experience, working experience in different environments. I need to know that I'm comfortable on the subject. So, beside the study I did on the school, I studied also testimonials from former MBA students. Also, I work with myself in order to gather all the answers that could have been asked by the tool I was talking to. It was interesting to talk to the computer without having someone behind it. It was very challenging for me because I was expecting a feedback, but it
doesn't answer.
No, after the exam, but it got me out from the comfort zone.
All right. What about you, yeah?
It was my first time doing this digital. No, basically I wanted, because what you are is what you are. I was like more freestyle than I will go and see, and I did the same. I was into the alumni. I asked someone who did the MBA 1 year before to have an idea about what the task is going to be.
So 2 different styles, 2 different tracks. That's, I get it. It sums it up. What exactly do you teach? We said no specialization, no specifically finance, no specifically marketing. So what are the main topics? What are your participants going to experience?
Well, we still have quite a lot of topics, it has to be said, in an MBA program. So The topics are kind of basic core business subjects. So in the core business, you're going to learn a bit about economics, you're going to learn about strategy, about finance, about marketing. You're going to learn about strategic change. You're going to have a very in-depth course on new ventures where you're going to need to actually work in teams to start a new venture for a semester. There's something for everyone. So we cover all of the different types of all of the different business subjects, and I think together it kind of provides you with a holistic view. So you can kind of dive into the depths of the subjects, but at the same time you can see how all of the different core subjects connect.
Can I specialize at some point? Can I choose like a personalization, like we said?
Yes, exactly. So the core business subjects run for a certain amount of time, and then afterwards you can take a bunch of electives, and these electives are organised into specialities according to your career goals.
Which specialities do you intend to have? Maybe you don't know yet.
I'm keep discovering specialities, but I would like very much to be a good leader. So I'm currently studying a lot on leadership topics, and also I want to make strategic decisions inside the companies I will and for the projects I'm working on. So I can tell you about leadership course that I'm currently taking. It helped me to be aware of the importance of communication and building relationships, as well as adapt to the person I'm engaging with or deliver clear messages, and as well with the coaching techniques we are learning. They help us in our professional life, but also in personal life, engaging with our
so you
peers.
You can use what you've learned for your personal life as well.
Exactly. The coach. Yes, sorry.
Take the leadership within the family, for example.
Yes, it really helped, the coaching technique I apply to my friends.
All right. What about Yaya? Was it leadership as well?
So it was more strategy. So at the beginning, as you said, I didn't know exactly what, because we had, I think, the sales, supply chain, marketing, finance, and strategy. But during the first part of the MBA, during the 5-6 months since we got all these courses, so it was straightforward for me that this is what I want. I saw in strategy that it covers all the final aspects, sometimes cover marketing and so on. So for me, it was an easy choice. The moment I started to take the classes, I directly knew that I wanted to be to continue in strategy.
Is there any difference in the program when you're a full-time student or a full-time participant, or a part-time participant? Do you experience the same thing? Do you gain the same level of wisdom, if I could say?
Yes, of course you gain the same level of wisdom. I don't think there's any difference, but the courses are configured slightly differently. So for the online version or the part-time version, the courses are taught in 4 main blocks, which are completely at a distance, and then there are courses which are blended courses. So you'll do some online work, and then some of it will be done on the campus in Lyon. So that's really the main difference. It's a slightly different configuration of the core courses, but the electives and the specialities in the electives, they're the same for the part-time course and for the full-time course.
As a part-time participant, do you feel like you belong to the cohort as well, to a cohort or the cohort?
Yes. First of all, I belong to my cohort on part-timers MBAs. And beside the weeks we meet in person, we are becoming friends now. So we can say that we are part of a group, and also we are now involved into projects with the full-timers. So now I will discover more leadership styles, more approaches from the part-timers. So yes, it's totally yes.
So at some point you meet with the full-time and the part-timer, or at some point all together in the classroom?
Yes, exactly.
So you will have the full experience whether you pick the part-time track or the full-time tracks. And now we're going to have an expert questions for an expert. And the expert is you, Rhoda, obviously. How does this program take into consideration the growing use of AI?
That is a very good question because, because it really, I think everything changed, with when ChatGPT started in November 2023 now. So we have, I think, a lot more experience now with AI related to the MBA. I think there's two things about AI. There's, first of all, what's taught in a course. Are we covering AI in marketing? Are we covering AI in finance? Things like that. But then there's also kind of how the students experience the pedagogy and how the students experience learning. So I think for the last year I've been spending a lot of time with our professors talking about exactly those types of things. How are you including AI in the content of your course? And then together, how are we encouraging our students to use AI during the course? Because as we know, these AI tools are going to boost the productivity of managers in the workplace by 20, 30, maybe even 40%, depending on the job they're doing. So it's really important that students learn how to use AI tools. And in fact, the International MBA is the perfect environment to do it, because you have 1 year or 2 years of intensive experience, and you can learn to incorporate AI into your workflow and how you work together individually and also in teams. And also you can experience what's happening with AI as part of the content of the courses, whether it's the content of the core courses or whether perhaps you're taking an elective which is specialized in AI and AI's impact on industry transformation. So yes, we're really working a lot with AI at the moment.
To me, with AI come ethics, because you have to use it wisely. We're talking about wisdom, and you have to use it wisely. Does you take into consideration those questions as well? Ethics and responsibility. It could be towards AI, towards environment, towards anything.
Yes, most definitely. We're one of those MBAs that's actually very highly ranked for ethics, responsibility and sustainability, and we think very carefully about that. In the same way that our courses need to be blended with AI, our courses also need to be blended with ethics, responsibility and sustainability. So rather than isolating that in an individual course, what we do is we put them into all of the courses. So we've developed 34 competencies related to ER&S, and each course integrates some aspects in the course, and we know exactly where it's integrated, so that together we can provide a thorough and in-depth coverage of ethics, responsibility and sustainability in the program.
Yeah, we're talking about the two aspects of AI, the way you live through the pedagogy. And I want to focus on that specific part. Who's your favorite teacher? Who was your favorite teacher?
Okay, Rhoda is on the table. So, no, basically...
Rhoda was a teacher as well?
Yeah, Rhoda...
Oh, okay, so except Rhoda, apart from Rhoda, who was your favorite teacher?
Not only for that. So Rhoda gave us different courses. So as long as I remember, we had with her like the change management course, we had with her like international strategy, but at the same time, Rhoda was our advisor during the ELP project, which is like the second part of the MBA for 6 months when we do a business with a company or we have a contract with the company. So Rhoda was our advisor. So for me, of course, Rhoda.
All right.
And regarding the AI now, what she was saying, I think we are on the same, like, let's say, phase between academic and business, because I work for a consulting company and we have the same discussion with our clients regarding AI. So AI is a need, but also how to use it wisely and how to integrate it within their company and within their new initiatives and projects. So I think it's a race between academic and business.
And what's been your favorite memory?
Of the MBA?
Yes, well, not in life, but it could be in life. I guess it's not going to be the same one.
Well, I think the moment, when you start an MBA, you always have on your mind that I'm here for something or for a reason. The moment I got my job and it was exactly the transition I wanted to do through an MBA, I felt that this is the success story I was looking for. I did an MBA for a reason. The moment I knew that I got it, then it was so you can say the moment I signed the first job after the MBA, this was because it was really related to what I wanted from this MBA.
Lisa, what could you not have expected before entering the IMBA?
Balancing personal, professional and studying time, because I wasn't expecting
so much work at the same time in so many different levels of your life.
Yes, it is a constructive pressure, I would say, but with the IMBA techniques that I learned during the IMBA and with the studies I did, I managed to balance my all the 3 parts of my life.
All right. Was it the same for you? Was it a big challenge?
For us, it was. I think it was. I don't want to say it's bigger, but we did the full time, and the full time it was the first part. We had 5 learning blocks, so we were doing from 8:30 till 5 every day. So it was more intense. I think for you, you do parts, and then you continue work. So there is the challenge of working and studying at the same time. For us, it was like having a lot of courses in a short period of time. So different kind of work-life balance, trying to do it.
The satisfaction rate is 92%, Rhoda. What are the 8% complaining about?
Oh, wow.
What are the 8%? I'm going to find them, whoever they are.
You don't know who they are? All right.
I think, what might they be complaining about? Yeah, maybe they're just a little bit overwhelmed. I think sometimes you have to be prepared. I think when you're going to do an MBA, it's going to really push you out of your comfort zone. You're going to be busy, you're going to be challenged. And so you have to be ready for it. I think that could be one thing.
Maybe the 8% are the ones who were working too much and didn't see the interview and they couldn't answer the poll. That's why there's 8% missing. It's not even complaining, all right? So is the program adapted as much for entrepreneur as for a company man, for example?
Yes, our program is, I would say, you know, the EM Lyon mantra is we are makers. So we have early makers, and we have this very entrepreneurial type spirit in the school, and the program really embodies this. So not only are people able to perhaps start their own business, so in the core courses they can develop a venture, and then in the second half, instead of doing a consulting project, they can work on their new venture idea and launch their business. So we really cater for entrepreneurs. But more than that, we also cater for corporate entrepreneurs. What do I mean by this? Because we're giving everyone the tools of being an entrepreneur, you can be an entrepreneur everywhere. You can be an entrepreneur for your own business, but also in the corporate environment as well. So yes, it's a very entrepreneurial-based program, and during the program, as I mentioned, the students do a lot of projects. We have a lot of very exciting company projects which they can work on, and that's really the USP of the program. Is you're not just going to learn. It's going to be a lot about action as well, and a lot about applying what you're learning immediately onto problems.
When you say company projects, that you work with actual companies on problems they have?
Exactly. So probably, I think during the year, students will work on 6 or 7 different projects for specific companies.
Is there a chance, for example, that one of those companies hires one of your students?
Absolutely. Always a chance.
Does it happen? Has it already happened?
Yes, definitely. I would say probably about 1 a year.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you already experiencing some change in the way you approach, the way you do business, for example? Because you are a part-time, so you work at the same time as you are learning. And are you implementing, you said leadership, that was the first thing you mentioned. Are there other things that you implement in your work on a daily basis?
Yes, apart the leadership, as you mentioned, I detected some improvements on my strategic thinking, because now I can say that I can assess risk more easily and be aware of the changes in the environment. We had a course called Sustainable Futures that helped me to discover this concept. So we had, I learned about these topics. It's called the Sustainable Futures. So it helped me to have a proactive mindset instead of a reactive one. So I think it's a valuable asset.
What about you, Yaya? Have you, what I would say career change have you experienced? Did you go from consultant to senior consultant because of the MBA? A bit more than that?
No, it's a bit, the change was a bit bigger than that. So before I was doing, I was managing projects in the energy domain. So basically we were doing all the distribution, the production of energy and so on. So it was operation side. Now after the MBA, I moved to consulting side, so which is more related to operational efficiency. So kind of it's related to what I did before, but it's in consulting. And I would like to add what Rhoda was saying before coming to MBA, the mindset was completely business numbers and so on. It was like more when we start, exactly. And now we were talking about like corporate social responsibility. It was the first time we were discovering about like sustainable development goals by the UN. And it was not like a dedicated course for this subject. It was like throughout the MBA, always in each and every course, these messages were part of it. So this is where you learn. It's not about like you do something and you forget about it. You start to feel that yes, it should be part of the core business, and I can make the link now where we are dealing with our client. They are always looking for sustainable solutions. They are working on how to reduce their carbon emissions and so on. So it's part of the new word business today.
So sustainable is business, and business is sustainable.
Yes.
In some way.
Yeah,
in some way.
Yes.
So it works both ways.
Yeah.
We talked about return on investment. I mean, Rhoda talked about it in the corporate speech.
Yeah.
Has this MBA boosted your salary as well, as much as it has with your career? I don't need any numbers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. So boosted my career, that's for sure, because this is what I'm looking for. In terms of number, it's difficult to answer today, because at the end I was not working in France and I was working in different domain. So the salaries in engineering and project management is different than consulting. But of course, yes. Well, let's say
yes
2-3 years. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure.
Network is everything, Rhoda. How does OM promote networking in this MBA?
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities to network. So we network with also with our executive MBA, which is people who are studying who are a little bit older. We network with using the careers function. So careers is, we have Career Tuesdays. So every Tuesdays, all of our MBAs will be working on developing their career. And so there are lots of events that are organized with employers coming to campus. Yeah, so there's a lot of networking.
All right, do you feel it?
Yes, I can feel it. Through the Career Center, we have workshops or we have conferences where we can access to people from top management positions or transversal roles in different countries. So we can talk with them, ask them questions. So it's very insightful for us to know that we can exchange with former students of M Lyon through career events. Also, another networking opportunity is our events that we are having in school. For example, they organize a cocktail event with former MBA students. So we were just next to them, asking them questions about their learning journey and their career path and how they evolve after these studies.
I have a belief is that the quality of the program director are the one you're going to find in the program that you follow. And so my question for you, Lisa, would be, what are the qualities of Rhoda?
The quality...
Because Yaya mentioned some of those already on its own, and so I wanted your point of view as well.
I had the chance to meet Rhoda since our first day in Lyon, so she gave us a really good piece of advices. For the moment, we didn't have the chance to have a course together, but I can say that her experience and her way of expressing ideas and making us think will help me to see this program with other eyes.
All right, thank you very much. Time flies. We still have a bit of time, but it's time for the last word. It's about conclusion. Maybe add something we haven't said already, maybe emphasize on something that we've mentioned already. I will start with you, or maybe something else that comes to your mind, to be honest.
Yeah.
I will come with you. We'll start with you, sorry.
So regarding the MBA, I think it's a great opportunity if you are looking for transition in your career. You are looking to be globally recognized, because at the end, when you say OM Lyon, you will be known. The access for the alumni, I'm someone who got his job and so on through an alumni. So really you have a professional network. The moment you're done with your MBA, you feel you are not alone. You are already, all the companies you are looking for, you will find that there are alumni who are working for this company from OM Lyon. So I think the alumni is the best what you can get out of this MBA.
It's an international family.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say that in the diversity in my cohort, so we are 14 people and we are 12 nationalities. So it's very, very valuable for me, because one thing is to learn about new cultures, to go into a trip, but another thing is to challenge your ideas with the others one, to shape your decisions from a different point of view. And also, I would say that we challenge ourselves to go beyond our own beliefs, perspectives, and to have a more global mindset. I think it's very useful for me to work in teams with people from different countries.
Well, thank you very much for your testimony. Rhoda, the very last word of this interview.
Perfect. I think if you want a career change and you'd like to be part of a school that values action as much as learning, then come to EM Lyon and we'd love to meet you.
All right, well, thanks to the three of you for answering all my questions. Boost your career with EM Lyon International MBA, offering hands-on global experience and a robust international network, available in full-time and in flexible part-time formats. Now you know. Thank you for watching and hope to see you soon.